But I'm a teacher. I teach. You might make some assumptions based on the way that I look. I look like a teacher. And you can make a lot of assumptions based on, a teacher's role. Like, I have a mission that I just need to teach. There's something that drives me to be a teacher, and I will agree to that. I will say I really like the challenge of teaching, and I like taking on the difficult cases, and I'm not afraid of that, but I am afraid of children. So I teach at the college level, and I've taught at a lot of institutions. I've taught at one, for instance, that is predominantly male, like 85% male, which I believe in the common parlance is a veritable sausage fest. So you can also make some assumptions about the power dynamic in a situation where I'm at the front of the classroom teaching almost all boys, men. So I like to take on a challenge. I'm an English major. These are very technically minded, English-averse students. And I'm going to make them write anyway. I'm going to make them do research. One of the most important forms of research, in my opinion, is primary research, where you make them go out there and do the work themselves, actually like interview and conduct polls, do statistical analysis, and take that data and turn it into something. So I found a really great example that would kind of help me be one of those teachers who can achieve many important world goals at the same time. And I decided I would teach this school of predominantly men all about catcalling and the effects that it has. So there was this fantastic piece on This American Life where an Australian woman went out and she addressed the catcallers directly, and she gave them all the facts and data and laid it out. And so I'm like, yes, I'm absolutely using that. This is a teachable moment. And so I'm going through the dry nature of, data analysis and primary research, and then I put on the program and I let them experience her, and then I start to give them, those heavy statistics, such as 95% of women have been harassed, and the majority of those have been harassed between the ages of 12 and 18 when they're in puberty. And the fact that 3/4 of women who are street harassed are afraid that that's going to turn into violence. And this makes a very quiet classroom like it makes a quiet audience. So there's a little bit of hesitation in the Q&A afterwards where I'm like, guys, I'm gonna make sure you know how to do this primary research. And there's one guy who's like, never mind. And I'm like, no, this is important. This is teachable. What is it? Miss, what I'm hearing is women don't like to have sex. No, honey, that's not what we've been talking about. We've been talking about catcalling, harassment, and, the negative way that he's like, but, can you even talk to women? I'm like, yes, you can. In fact, there are appropriate ways to talk to women that are more effective than catcalling. Do you think good relationships come out of catcalling? He's like, oh yeah. I'm like, can you name an example of that in your real life? Because, the data that I just showed you isn't supporting that. And he's like, oh, well, I'm like, okay. Do you know the difference between, talking to a woman and, talking to a woman in a sexual harassment way? He's like, it's all sexual harassment these days. I'm like, no. I'm like, it's just don't treat a woman like she's a sexual object. You can talk about a woman's attire and compliment her for the way that she presents herself. You just don't talk about her body in a way that's sexualized and makes her uncomfortable. He's like, miss, this is too hard. Can you tell me more about how to do the statistics? I'm like, oh my goodness. So, again, super stressful day for these students in my classroom, but we make it through, we get to the end, and as my students are filing out, there's a bunch of students that are going by in the hallway at the same time, and some of them meet up with their friends from my class, and one of them in the group looks in and goes, damn, is that your teacher? And my students who were leaving are just like, and he keeps going, he's like, oh, she's too sexy to teach. Like, what's she doing here? Miss, how old are you? And he just keeps, and one of my students is like, dude, no, this is not cool. He's like going in with like a full quarterback stance of no. He turns to me, he's like, I'm sorry. He's like, he's an idiot. You don't do that, man. You don't do that to women. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, we'll have a conversation. This is the worst day you could have done that. But this was a great teachable moment, because I know that I actually got through, not just with primary research and data analysis, because that student and his actions in that environment would actually go on to make a difference when these boys are actually out there trying to behave like men and talk to women.